How we go from regular job to thriving online business. So I left Alaska about 10 years ago where I had a job in outdoor tourism. It was actually a pretty good job, but now I work from home in this little cabin in my backyard for my online business. And making that transition of creating an online business that has dependable cash flow and having that creative freedom to work how I want to work, when I want to work, at home. And really, most importantly for me, is to help other people, provide positive impact in the world. That's what this is about. And in the early days of online business, sometimes our spouse kind of has a talk with us, or maybe it's a good friend or a family member. And there's this thing, it's definitely happened to me, where before you're successful, the world doubts you, or they think you're crazy, or what are you doing spending all this time on YouTube or on the internet? Or they don't what are you gonna, can you really actually build an online business or, have a job through your computer? Is that actually possible? So, and it's frustrating too. I remember the first online business I tried to start, I signed up for this scam where I was supposed to, I paid money to get a list of places I could go to fill out surveys for money. And of course it didn't work and it was all garbage. So that was my first failure in online business. And then that was followed by several more. And then really also just wasting a lot of time getting distracted by, learning things like marketing and online business and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff's not bad. And I'm definitely glad I spent time learning it, but it's really easy to go overboard and spend too much time, learning about some internet marketing trick or something about building a, location independent business. In the early days, it feels like a lot of grinding. It can feel a little bit even pointless, just all the time and energy you're spending, and things aren't really working out yet. You feel a little bit defeated, especially if you've been trying pretty hard to make it work and try to get this online business together. And you start getting the gear, you get the video camera, the laptop, maybe some kind of better microphone so you look like a podcaster or whatever, get that better audio. Eventually in our online business career, we decide on focusing on information products, on building courses, coaching programs, or a training-based membership website. And the myth that a lot of people end up believing is that they need a membership site, which what they really actually need is a learning management system. The concept of a membership site is a little old school. That's where you would have some premium content that you put behind a paywall the members pay and get access to. And that's useful, and that's what people used to do with these online businesses back in the early 2000s. But what people really need these days is not just access to content behind a paywall, but access to a learning experience or a learning journey. That's why the learning management system is sort of the next evolution of the membership site, so it's a lot more useful. The number one mistake I see people make after they've decided to build a course or a training-based membership site is they end up in the wrong technology, and specifically limited technology that ends up being something that they outgrow rather quickly or they get frustrated with rather quickly. Now, I'm Chris Badgett. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Lyfter LMS, which is a learning management system for WordPress. Been in this industry for 10 years, and I'm a course creator myself. Back in our agency days, we used to build custom LMS solutions for clients on the high end at the high price point. I built many of my own courses, and today, Lyfter LMS, our learning management system for WordPress, now powers approximately 17,000 active sites, people doing courses, coaching programs, membership sites, or training portals of some kind. And one of my favorite stories is about Angela. She's a customer of ours. And in 4 years, she went from cleaning houses to having a training platform for house cleaners, people building that type of business, with 68 courses in there. And she has a YouTube channel, and keep in mind, she was not a techie. She didn't know anything about video, YouTube, websites, any of that. And she now has over 75,000 people subscribed to her YouTube channel called The Savvy Cleaner. But she went from being a house cleaner to having a online training company.
I don't have another 20 years to screw around. I really don't. And in house cleaning, I hate to say this, but I didn't specialize in money management. You don't know what you don't know, and I didn't know money management. I grew up in a big family, and we weren't poor. I think poor is a state of mind, but we were broke, and broke is a temporary situation. And so when I moved out into the real world, I was still broke, and I took those behaviors with me because I didn't ever have any money, so I didn't know how to manage it. I didn't know how to invest. I didn't know how to save it. I didn't have anything for retirement. And when you run a house cleaning company, you are your own entrepreneur, and nobody says, oh, now it's time for your 401k. And then in the summer of 2015, we had a troubled teenager that came to live with us. And she was a relative of a family member that we could not save. And so with sadness in our hearts, we kind of felt like this was a second chance. And so there I was, middle-aged woman. We've got a troubled teenager living with us. I've got this big business that requires still a lot of my time. What am I going to do? And so I had to make a conscious decision in that moment. I've got to reinvent myself. The goal was to create a membership site that would then support us for the rest of our lives. That was going to be the end goal. And I will be so honest as to say, the money was the goal. I wanted to earn money from it. It's a business decision. This was not a hobby. I wanted to make sure that this would pay my retirement for the rest of my life. So I created my first learning management system online back at the beginning of 2016. I looked at all the different options available, and LifterLMS made the most sense to me because it was the most user-friendly. And so if you are going to create a learning management system or a learning course or a membership site or any of the things that LifterLMS is so keen on as far as promoting yourself for the future, my suggestion is this. I'm a house cleaner. I'm a middle-aged house cleaner that is self-taught via YouTube and podcasts and stuff like that. If I can do it, oh my goodness, anybody can do it. And so if you have something to teach, you got to get there already, because if you don't, your competitors will.
The other thing we need to remind ourselves is that we don't have to have the course 100% done before we launch. LifterLMS has some great features in it for pre-selling and also having drip content so that you can launch quickly or pre-sell into the future and then build the course or the members-only content out as time goes on, even after you've already been paid. So you don't have to have the course done to launch. That desire for perfection, I've seen it stop so many people in their tracks. So let's take a look at the LifterLMS Course Builder. Look how easy it is to build a course from one screen. Can you see yourself doing this? Now let's take a look at Melissa Love's gorgeous membership site called the Marketing Fix that she built with LifterLMS.
So I was like, oh my God, you can make money off the internet. I was like, this is a thing. You don't have to just work with clients. My ideal customer is a creative business, probably a one-man team or couple. A lot of them are photographers, though that's changing. I'm branching out a bit. And it will be someone who's either built their own website or they've had it built for them and that they kind of know how to use it, but they really feel like they need to get to grips with it. And it will be somebody who hasn't done a lot of reading around the subject of digital marketing or online marketing. So I noticed, everything has come about just from demand from my community. So I was selling themes, but then realized that people actually wanted some education on how to build a website. Then I was teaching people to build websites, and I noticed that they weren't really then using their website as a marketing tool. So people were really overwhelmed by all the things they felt they had to do. They had to know about Facebook and Instagram, and they weren't using email marketing. They didn't have their Facebook pixel in, all the kind of standard things that I do with a custom client. People were just like building their sites and they looked lovely, and then that was it. Right. They were just like a pretty shop window, and I kept posting. I've got quite a big Facebook group that I use as a kind of driver for a lot of growth, and nobody knew any of this stuff. I was starting to kind of do little lives in my Facebook group and be like, oh, mind blown, I didn't know you can do that. So I just thought, do you know what? I want a kind of fairly low cost membership where people feel really supported. And my elevator pitch is one thing once a month. We do it together. I give them all the swipe files, everything they need. Then we move on together as a community. So people don't feel overwhelmed. So one thing I really look for in a community is that it's friendly and inclusive. I go out of my way to make friends with people whose tools I'm a heavy user of. So I couldn't see that personal touch in any of the other communities, and I could in yours. And that was what really kind of attracted me to it, really. And I thought, actually, this is a community that listens. Chris listens. You know, he's there in the community, he's very present, and that's how I run my communities. So that was, for me, the deciding factor.
So that's why Melissa Love chose Lifter LMS to create, launch, and scale her training platform, her coaching program, her membership site. And she really wanted a custom home, not just an apartment. She wanted designer, not cookie cutter. She didn't want to be limited by the technology. She wanted to be empowered by it and its flexibility. Also, let's check out Ziv and his story and why he chose Lifter LMS to create his all-in-one training platform. Now, the cool thing about Ziv's story is I find it really inspiring. I mean, the dude trains people who tie animal balloons. They're called balloon artists, and they do other stuff with the balloons, and magicians and kid entertainers. And last year, he made $277,000 with his platform. But I'll let Ziv tell his story. It's so inspiring.
Lifter LMS is the platform that we use, and it enables us to not worry about the technical stuff and to focus on getting stuff done for our customers, shifting their lives to the right direction, to where they want to be. But just in 2019, we did a total of $277,000, $277. Before that, in 2018, we did 165. So the jump is totally possible and real and amazing. And but we're making a living. We have a team of 4 graphic designers and 2 website fixers and 2 copywriters, and we have families that we feed. We help hundreds of customers on the overall, and it's one big family. Us and our customers, we really have relationships and friendships that matter. It's actually a very, very small niche. In general, with everything we do in Kiwi Media, we focus on international. So everywhere that people are listening to podcasts in English, that's where they listen to us and join our programs. And I'm an Israeli guy. I live outside of the States, but we serve people from Canada, from the USA, from the UK, from Australia, and a lot of people from other countries in Europe and Malaysia and Philippines and other countries where people are, they have this passion for balloons. And I don't know what is it about balloons and balloon art. I'm personally also a balloon artist, and like a certified balloon artist. I did my exams and everything, even before there was a balloon artist college. And there's something addictive about it, and it's like people that like wine. They can talk about wine forever. So I'm like the wine guy, but with balloons in essence. I love Lifter LMS. It's my chosen platform, and I'm very proud to be here today. Thank you.
So that's what Lifter LMS is all about. It helps you to create, sell, protect, engage, and connect with the tools you're already using. You can create courses from one screen. You can create any kind of training platform you would imagine. It's really infinitely customizable. You can sell for one-time or recurring payments. You can do any pricing model. You can do upsells. You can even sell into companies, into groups, and do kind of bulk volume sales and learning experiences. It also protects your training content, your intellectual property. You've got individual user accounts with usernames and passwords, customizable, unique student dashboards for every learner. And it doesn't require a membership plugin at all. And you can create an engaging learning experience, high levels of engagement through achievement badges, certificates, customized behavioral-based emails, text messages, and so much more. and it allows you to connect to the tools you're already using. Yes, LifterLMS is an all-in-one solution, but it can also connect because of the openness of the platform to tools you're already using and love, and kind of integrate them into the experience, into your workflow. It's an open platform. It's extendable with a huge ecosystem of WordPress plugins and themes and page builders. And the code itself is even open source, so that if something doesn't exist, you can just have it added to your platform. So let's look at what happened when David launched his first course with LifterLMS.
Last year, April 1st, 2017, we acquired Divi Space from S.J. James, who's also another leader in the Divi community. And S.J. actually put out one of the first, probably the first course in the Divi community almost 3 years ago. It was a CSS course. Last November, S.J. came to me, we met. S.J. is working, he's still a part of Divi Space. We're still together. He was just overwhelmed with handling a one-man show, solopreneur, and he wanted to focus on his genius, which was teaching and showing people how to do things and building products. So we partnered. He came to me in November and he said, you know, David, he said, I have this idea I want to present to you. I want to see if you're open to it. And he said, I did the CSS course. I'd like to do a second course, a better, because my learning has improved so much from when I put the original course out. I'd like to go deeper with CSS, and I'd like to add jQuery. And then we discussed it. We decided to grandfather in the previous students that had enrolled in his CSS course so that they could continue to evolve. And I thought it was a great idea. And we said, okay, let's do it, and he started the process of putting it together. We mapped out an outline, we put a timeline together and stuff, and we launched it on May 1st of 2018, the first class, and we had almost 400 students sign up for the course. Well, for me, it was just, the process of completing it. That was a huge win. Just, taking it from step by step throughout the process of launching the MVP and doing really well, creating the course content, what that looked like, how much time that was going to take, building out the LMS. That was a win. That was a huge win, because you know what? We've built a lot of WordPress websites. We've done a lot of custom jobs, but we had never built an LMS before. I knew Chris. I met him at a WordPress event. We met personally at Pressnomics. And I knew that I wanted to go with a Lifter because I want to support people that I know, personally and stuff. It's just kind of a thing with me. I think it's awesome that we help each other and grow. So I didn't know what to expect. We went in, put Lifter on the site, and we built it. We did a great job with it. So that was a big win.
So if you'd like to get started and create your online course, your training-based membership site, your coaching program, your training platform, whatever you want to call it, click the button or link beside this video or swipe, and you'll get instant access to a free training we have that shows you how LifterLMS works, how you can leverage it, and you can decide if you're ready to move forward and get your course launched ASAP. So after helping over 17,000 course creators, trainers, and the WordPress professionals and marketing agencies that serve them, I wish more people knew the flexibility, the power, the ownership, and control that they would have moving forward with a solid learning management system tool like LifterLMS. I'd love for you to join me in the next video training so you can see what LifterLMS is like. You'll be able to make a decision, you'll be able to get your training program online, and you'll be able to get launched ASAP without wasting time, wasting unnecessary money, or getting trapped in a hosted LMS or what we call the Software Frankenstein, where you kind of put a bunch of tools together that don't really work well together. Join us in the next video so that you can learn more about the all-in-one learning management system for WordPress. Develop a technology partnership, and the tool becomes an enabler for you. So I'm Chris from LifterLMS, and I'm here to help guide you on your journey and provide you with a powerful tool to help you called LifterLMS. There's a course inside all of us. I'll see you in the next video. Let's do this.